Good day, everyone. Welcome to our oral communication subject. And for our last lesson this semester, we'll talk about the principles of speech delivery. In today's session, we'll cover the qualities of a good speech delivery, the different principles involved, and of course, some tips for effective speech delivery. So here's our objectives for today. First is the qualities of good speech delivery. Second, principles of speech delivery, which covers the articulation, modulation, stage presence, facial expressions, gestures and movements, and rapport with the audience. And lastly are the tips for effective speech delivery. Let me start with a question. Are effective speakers born or made? What do you think? Actually, experts have debated this for years. While some people are naturally gifted, most of the best public speakers trained and practiced in order for them to master the skill. So the answer is yes, effective speakers are made through experience, feedback, and learning. In public speaking, our main goal is to get our message across clearly and meaningfully. Your audience should understand and find value in what you say. If your words confuse them, your message fails. So no matter how inspiring it sounds, again, if your words confuse your audience, your message fails. So clarity is always your top priority. According to Stephen Lucas in The Art of Public Speaking, a good speech delivery means you are able to present your message in a clear, coherent, and interesting way. So let's break that down. Again, clear, coherent, and interesting. Okay. So a good speech delivery, again, clear means easily understandable, meaning using words and language your audience can grasp. Coherent means your ideas connect smoothly, transitions are easy to follow, and interesting means your speech keeps the audience's attention like a good performance. When you combine these three, you can achieve an effective delivery. So again, a good speech delivery moreover, conveys ideas clearly and interestingly without distracting the audience. This combines formality with the warmth of a good conversation. So you have to treat your audience like friends you are sharing a story with. It should be formal yet friendly. Now, here are the six principles we'll cover: articulation, modulation, stage presence, facial expressions, gestures and movements, and rapport with the audience. So, let's begin with articulation. Articulation actually refers to how our mouth and oral faculties make individual letters sounds clear and intelligibly or intelligible. Okay, so it is the movement of the feet, tongue, jaw, and lips that shapes sounds into recognizable patterns. The more familiar you are with the language, the better your articulation is. And then I included here a photo of how our mouth moves, okay, projects when we mentions or say these words, the letters particularly, okay? A, E, I, C, D, G, K, and S, T, X, Y, Z. Medyo nakalabas yung dila or tongues out, kind of out, or moving rather. O, okay? E, C, H, J, or Ch, J, S, Sh, B, M, P. Almost close lang ang lips. Then we have Q, W, O, O, R, L. Yung tongue natin is pa-stick out. L, th, 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 th. Okay? F, V. Okay. Now, here are some tips on articulation. Practice to avoid substituting, omitting, or adding sounds. Articulate words slowly, say each sound, then blend them. Also, pay attention to common sound substitutions like the English C sounding like K. These habits make your speech clearer. What else? Practice reading and recording yourself. So listen for words you find hard to pronounce. Watching shows with native speakers helps you learn proper articulation. After listening, imitate their pronunciation and keep practicing. And then the next one, speak slowly so words and sounds don't run together. Fifth is to speak in a consistent tone, avoid sudden volume changes that distort words. And sixth is to practice the sounds you find difficult repeatedly until they feel natural. So you have to remember that practice builds both articulation and confidence. Now let's move forward with modulation. This means varying your voice, volume, timing, stress, pitch, tone, and inflection. It keeps your speech interesting and makes keywords stand out. Modulation gives meaning to your voice and makes it sound attractive. It also helps your audience understand you better. Okay, so we have here the components of voice modulation. The components include pace or speed. This is how fast or slow you speak. Pitch or depth, how high or low your voice is. Sorry, let me correct my pronunciation about that. Pitch or depth. Okay. And then we have the pause. This is your breathing and thinking moments. We have the power, the strength and firmness of your statements. Next is volume. This is how loud or soft you speak. We already discussed some of this, no, some of the components in our previous lessons. Emphasis, this is the stressing of keywords. Inflection, the rise and fall of your tone. So this together make your delivery dynamic and expressive. Next, we have the stage presence. This refers to the charisma or charm that draws in an audience and commands their full attention. It's the confidence you project while speaking. Some are naturally charismatic, but stage presence can be developed through experience, hard work, and of course, practice. Okay? So remember that it is very important stage presence, how you appeal to your audience, how charismatic you are to your audience. Okay? Next, we have here how to improve your stage presence. Here's how to improve it. First is to relax. Okay? Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale before stepping in front of the audience. They are not your enemies. Think of them as friends who want to listen. Second is to practice. Of course, sabi nga, practice makes perfect, right? Rehearse your speech beforehand, even with a few friends. So, again, remember, practice makes everything better. Third is, of course, to study. You have to know your material well. Familiarity builds confidence. The more you master your topic, the more confident you'll appear. So, confidence creates connection. Next, we have facial expressions. This help you connect with your audience and strengthen your message. They make your speech more authentic and alive. Okay, so when you smile, raise an eyebrow, or show concern, your listeners feel sincerity. Facial expressions turn words into feelings, and that's what makes communication effective. Next, we have the gestures. Gestures actually establish contact with your audience. For example, pointing at someone invites participation, while clapping for them shows appreciation. Gestures give visual support to your message. They make your speech more natural and engaging. So, different cultures interpret gestures differently. So, you always have to be very mindful about that. Here are some do's and don'ts. Okay, nagkaroon lang pala ako ng typo dito, hindi pala siya check, dapat pala ay X yung nailagay ko. So the first two should be X, no? Just please take note of that. Don't put your hands in your pockets or lock them behind your back. It makes you look distant or uninterested. Second X or the don't clutch your notes or the lectern. The lectern is the podium. Okay, you lose freedom to move your hands naturally. And for the next one, do not rin pala to. Ano? So of course, kapag don't, do not, that's X. Do's, that's check. Okay? Do not cross. Fold your arms. Just move your hands occasionally, no, but purposely. It can look snobbish or defensive kasi if you are always crossing your arms or folding your arms. And then, of course, you should always avoid mannerisms. In terms of gestures, rather, you have to use it moderately and meaningfully. And going back with the mannerisms, no, it is very evident kasi for the speaker if they have these mannerisms. In most cases, that's the only thing that the audience will see. Doon na lang sila naka-focus kung ano yung mannerism mo and then bubulong na sa katabi. Uy, napapansin mo, parang meron siyang mannerism. No? So you have to avoid that. Small, repetitive movements or habits that distract your audience. Ano ba yung mga examples ng mannerisms? Scratching your head, playing with your hair, cracking your knuckles, or constantly touching your face. So this break your audience's focus and weaken your confidence. So practice speaking in front of a mirror to identify and reduce those habits. Next, we have body posture and movements. So, body posture shows confidence. You have to stand straight, chin up, and shoulders back. This communicates authority and poise. Okay? You have to avoid unnecessary movement. If you need to move, do so intentionally after a key idea or paragraph. Your body should communicate something positive and effective. Next, we have the audience rapport. This means building a good relationship and understanding between you and your listeners. Okay? So it's the bond that makes your audience listen and engage with you. So when rapport is strong, actually, your listeners become partners in your presentation, not just spectators. Okay, so let's look at that element, or let's look at the elements that build this connection. Oh, wait, I'd like to add some more in terms of the rapport, okay, audience rapport. Apologies for the typo, no? Hindi ko pala na-edit ito. But actually, these are components or elements of audience rapport. The first one is audience composition. You have to consider again these elements. For the audience composition, who are they? What kind of people are listening? For reasons for listening, are they here to be informed? Are they here to be entertained? Are they here to be persuaded? Or are they here to be inspired? For concerns and expectations, what do they want or need from you? For the vocabulary level, use language appropriate, of course, to their age or background. And for beliefs and values, you have to be very sensitive to what your audience considers acceptable or offensive. You also have to take note of the things that they have in common with the speaker, the audience has in common with the speaker, because understanding this helps you adjust your delivery accordingly. Now, you might be asking in your minds or in your classmates if you are watching our video lectures together or this discussion together, how to build rapport. Okay. So in order to build a strong rapport, the first one is you should put your audience first. Remember, the speech is not about you. It is about your message and how it benefits your audience. Second is to find opportunities for humor. A light moment eases tension and makes your audience comfortable. Next, allow for flexibility in your content, or in short, be flexible, because sometimes discussions take unexpected turns. You have to adapt and connect it back to your main point. Next is to make a strong first impression. You have to start with confidence and your audience will respond positively. Okay? Just like what I am always telling you, even from the start, you have to bring a strong opening. For the next one, manage the middle. Sometimes the middle part of your audience or even the middle portion of your speech gets overlooked. So you have to make sure your energy and focus don't fade after your opening. Keep your tone, gestures, and enthusiasm consistent so that your audience stay interested until the end. Next, use stories for emotional connection. You have to remember that your audience members are people with their own experiences. When you share your personal stories or relatable examples, they can see themselves in your message. And that creates a genuine emotional bond. So, stories make your speech more memorable and meaningful. Next is to use your voice with variety. Don't speak in a flat, monotonous tone. Change your pitch, adjust your volume, and use pauses for emphasis. A well modulated voice makes your audience feel the emotion behind your words and keeps them focused. And lastly, give the audience time. So after delivering a point, don't rush. Give your listeners a few seconds to think, to laugh, or to reflect on what you said. That breathing space helps them process your ideas and stay mentally connected with you. So when you combine these techniques, you build a strong connection that keeps your audience listening and engaged from start to finish. Next, we have the tips for an effective speech delivery. So let's now move to some general tips for an effective speech delivery. While there's no single formula for success, as we all know, these guidelines help most speakers improve. So every audience, situation, and topic is unique, so be adaptable and responsive. Okay, for our first few tips, facial control. Consciously lift your eyebrows from time to time. It signals alertness and interest. Next is to smile when appropriate. A warm smile makes you appear approachable and confident. Facial control is a subtle but powerful communication tool. You have to remember that. Actually, if you would have noticed, a smile instantly makes you more approachable and likable, right? So it breaks the tension, both yours and your audience's. Just make sure your smile fits the tone of your topic. And of course, if it is serious or emotional, use a gentle, sincere smile instead of a wide grin. So, just to add some more in terms of the lifting of our eyebrows, in terms of public speaking or speech delivery, It may actually sound simple, but your eyebrows communicate a lot. When you raise them slightly, it shows liveliness, interest, and confidence. So it also keeps your facial expression from looking blank or stiff. Okay? Remember, your face should reflect the emotion behind your message. So for the third check, channel your nervousness into your diaphragm. What do we mean by this? So instead of letting your nervousness take over, use that energy to strengthen your breathing. Take deep breaths through your diaphragm. You'll sound steadier and more in control. So this also prevents your voice from shaking or fading out. Okay? Next is to keep your hands at your sides unless you're using them to express something or hold a microphone. So avoid crossing your arms, fidgeting, or holding onto your notes for dear life. Okay? So when your hands rest naturally at your sides, you appear calm, confident, and ready. If you do use gestures, make them purposeful. Let them match what you are saying. So this may look like small details, but together they make actually a big difference in how your audience sees and feels about you as a speaker. Good delivery is not just about words, it's about your face, your body, your energy, and your confidence. For the next one, hold the microphone at an angle and keep it 2 to 5 inches away from your mouth. So, this distance is ideal for clear sound and hygiene. So, if the microphone is too close, your voice will sound muffled. If it's too far, your audience might not hear you clearly. So, holding it slightly at an angle helps your voice project naturally and evenly. Next is to raise your pitch slightly from your normal speaking voice. Actually, when we speak in front of an audience, a slightly higher pitch sounds livelier and more confident. But you have to remember that do not overdo it. Okay? Huwag masyadong OA. Keep it natural and balanced so your tone still sounds sincere. Next is to stand straight with your legs shoulder width apart. So this is your power stance. It keeps you stable and helps you breathe properly. Good posture projects confidence and keeps your energy open toward your audience. So avoid slouching or lacking your knees. Just relax. Okay? A relaxed upright stance actually looks best on stage. And for the last check in this slide, own the message you are communicating. What do we mean by this? You have to know your material. You have to believe in your material and you have to speak with conviction. When you fully understand what you are saying, your delivery becomes smoother, more natural, and more persuasive. You have to remember that confidence doesn't come from perfection, it comes from preparation and belief in your message. Okay, for our last slide in this last lesson, you have to make sure you have a bottle of water near you. Okay, napaka-importante nito. Dahil kapag salita ka ng salita, medyo masakit sa lalamunan, parang nabumuo ang laway, that's the truth, no? That's a real example because I, as a teacher, or as a public speaker teaching a lot of students. For example, there are cases I tried having 60 students in just one class. So talagang nakakapagaw siya, nakakaubos ng boses. So a water would definitely help. This actually may seem simple, but it's very important. Why? Because water helps keep your throat hydrated. Think of it as oil for your speech machine. Okay, I just drink water right now. Aside from that, it also gives you a short pause to think, calm your nerves, or reset your pacing. If the venue is cold, water is even more essential to avoid your voice drying up. Next is to look slightly above the audience. When facing a big crowd, don't fixate your look, no, on individual faces. Instead, look just above their heads. This helps you appear confident and keeps you from feeling overwhelmed by eye contact. It also creates the illusion that you are addressing everyone equally. Next is to memorize your speech as much as possible before getting on stage. Familiarity builds confidence. You don't have to memorize every single word, but knowing your key points makes your delivery smoother and more natural. So, when you understand your material well, you can focus on connecting with your audience instead of worrying about what to say next. If you make a mistake, of course, ignore it and move on. Do not dwell on the mistake. Mawawala ang kumpiyansa mo sa sarili kung pagtutuunan mo lang ng pansin yung pagkakataon na ikaw ay nagkamali. Nobody is perfect, especially for public speakers. Okay, we learn from our mistakes. So once you discover that mistake, you have the chance, the opportunity to remember that mistake. So in the next occasions, in the next circumstance that you'll be able to speak again in front of a crowd, you know that you shouldn't do that. Or you know that you should avoid that mistake to happen again. Okay? So mistakes are completely normal. Even professional speakers make them. The key is not to dwell on it. If the mistake doesn't change the meaning of your speech, continue confidently. Your audience will usually forget small errors unless you draw attention to them. If it's an important correction, you have to, of course, address it quickly and gracefully, then move on. Okay? So remember, hydrate, stay calm, be familiar with your message, and never let small mistakes stop you. Remember that every great speaker started as a beginner. Walang nagsimula na magaling kaagad. Everyone started as innocent or ignorant. Lahat tayo natututo as time goes by. The more you practice, the more confident and natural you'll become. Okay? So, that is actually the end of our lesson for Principles of Speech Delivery. Thank you for listening and learning with me today. Remember that great speakers aren't born, they are made through patience, practice, and fashion. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you and goodbye.